Good evening and welcome to the 2020-2021 virtual installation of officers and awards ceremony. We're delighted that you could all join us in this happy occasion to celebrate the service of our distinguished board members and to congratulate Sahela Azizi, Bill Lemon, and Connie Johnson for their tremendous contributions to the local legal community. Before we get started, we'd like to take a moment for our national anthem, performed by law student Janlyn Kaufman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we'd hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Western San Bernardino County Bar Association would like to thank our sponsors of the virtual installation of officers and awards ceremony. We're so grateful and thankful to all our sponsors who contribute to these events, especially this event, given the time that we're in. And the generosity of our sponsors is what makes these events happen, and it helps to keep our Bar Association running smoothly. So thank you so much to all our sponsors. So now I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our sponsors individually. Our diamond sponsors, we have Fullerton, Lemon, Schaefer, and Dominic, LLP, Girardi and Keese, Tom Girardi and Kenny Ramirez, law offices of Michael A. Scafidi, law offices of William D. Shapiro, Rizzio and Lipinski, Chernoff Bedart Echeverria, LLP, University of Laverne College of Law, Wendy and Sharman Brooks in honor of Jennifer Brooks, and we have an anonymous sponsor. Gold sponsors, we have the law office of David M. Goldstein, law offices of Fernando D. Vargas, law offices of Justin H. King, and our silver sponsors, we have David H. Ricks and Associates, JAMS, the law office of Joyce Holcomb, law office of Taylor B. Warner, Lewis Brisbois Bisgard and Smith, LLP, and Dean McVeigh, Matthew L. Taylor, receiver and partition referee, Shimoff Law Corporation, a professional corporation, the Sullivan Group of Court Reporters. Our bronze sponsors are Brown, White, and Osborne, Candace Garcia Rodrigo, the Honorable Janet M. Frangi, the Honorable Kyle Brody, the law offices of Angelique Bonanno, Murchison and Cumming, LLP, the San Bernardino County Public Attorneys Association, and Will Wooten, Deputy District Attorney. Thank you again to our sponsors for supporting our organization, as your generosity is vital to the success of our organization. Thank you. We're here tonight to honor 3 individuals who've made tremendous contributions to the local legal community. We honor these 3 people in the memory of Jennifer Brooks. This particular event has a special place in my heart because our Lawyer of the Year award is named after Jennifer, who was a friend and colleague of mine at the District Attorney's Office. I was so lucky to have been able to work with Jennifer. She was an excellent prosecutor. She was admired by everyone. She was smart, funny, fair, and practiced law with great integrity. She simply was a beautiful person inside and out. We miss Jennifer, but because of events like this tonight, her memory lives on. Tonight also signifies my last moments as president of this great organization. It's hard for me to believe that tonight, for the final time, I get to say, hello, my name is Will Wooten, and I'm the president of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association. As they say, all good things must come to an end. When I took over the reins as president of this amazing organization a year ago, I couldn't have guessed in a million years what was in store for us in the months to come leading up to today. In November, we enjoyed a fun evening at the 21st Bench Bar Gathering, where the theme was a Hawaiian luau. Our Young Lawyers Division continued to work diligently to get our younger and less experienced attorneys involved with our Bar Association. We held a fun mixer at the State Restaurant in Rancho Cucamonga. We had a spectacular turnout at the Judicial Officer Awards ceremony honoring Judge Stanford Reichert as the Judicial Officer of the Year and Judge Barry Plotkin with the Judicial Lifetime Achievement Award. In March, life as we know it changed dramatically. COVID-19 hit, courts closed for business, businesses were shut down, things that we were planning for came to a screeching halt. But I'm very proud of the way our Bar Association continued to operate during these trying times. Based on an idea by our incoming president, Michael Scafidi, we created the We Care 2020 Giving Back to the Legal Community Fund. Our members generously made donations to this fund, which allowed us to give grants of up to $250 to legal secretaries, paralegals, court employees, case managers, and receptionists who were impacted by COVID-19. We continue to coordinate MCLE events for our members, led by local attorneys who volunteered to share their knowledge. We reinstated our low-cost mediation program, and we've been approved by the California State Bar to provide attorney-client fee arbitration services. I'm so grateful that you allowed me the opportunity to serve as president of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association this past year. I thank all of the officers and directors on the board who gave their time, effort, and dedication to this organization and to the legal community as well. You're all wonderful people, you're compassionate, and I'm so honored to have worked alongside each of you this past year. I'd also like to thank our executive director, Lindsay Partridge, for all her hard work, dedication to our organization. And Lindsay, I can't tell you how much I appreciated everything you did to help make things run smoothly. And finally, I'd like to thank my wife of 24 years, Noreen, along with my son, Will, for their continuing support. At this time, I would like to announce the new officers for the coming year. Michael Scafidi, President; Kareem Arif, President-elect; Taylor Warner, Vice President; Matthew Taylor, Secretary-Treasurer; and Will Wooten, immediate past President. Our directors for the upcoming year are Angelique Bonanno, Christina Bernheim, Darren Lipinski, Dean McVeigh, David Ricks, Diane Hartog, Eric Paris, Fernando Vargas, Kevin Marshall, Kimberly Apalu, Kristen Hobbs, Kyle Brody, Justin King, Randall Hanna, Rebecca Perkins, and Sagi Schwartzberg. And at this time, I would like to introduce the Honorable Janet M. Frangi to administer the oath of office. Judge Frangi.
Thank you, Will. Would each of you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm to uphold your duties and responsibilities as officers and directors of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association, being mindful of your roles as representatives of your membership, as officers of the court, and as attorneys dedicated to service of the public and legal system? Please say, I will.
I will.
I will.
I am pleased to present to you your new board of directors.
Thank you, Judge Frangi. I'd like to take a brief moment to recognize 3 of our board members who will be leaving us this year. These 3 individuals have given so much of their time and dedication to this board. that I think it's just appropriate that we thank them for the time that they've given us and their effort that they've given us over the years. First off is Judge Janet M. Frangi. Judge Frangi was our 2016 recipient for the Judicial Officer of the Year Award. She's given great advice at board meetings. She's always a great connection between the courts and the Bar Association, and she's done a great job helping out with the MCLEs, and I know she'll continue to do so. So Judge Frangi, thank you for being a board member, and we still look forward to seeing you and having your involvement with this organization. Fernando Bernheim has been a board member for many years as well. Fernando's leaving us, but in exchange, we've actually gone to the younger Bernheim, and Christina Bernheim, his daughter, is now going to be a board member. But Fernando, thank you for the time that you've given us over the years, and we look forward to seeing you at our events in the future, and we also look forward to having Christina on the board. So thank you for all you've done. And last but not least, David Goldstein. Dave, you've been a friend of mine for over 20 years. We've basically gone through a lot of war together, you as a defense attorney, me as a prosecutor, and you're the one who actually convinced me to join this board, and I thank you for doing that, because watching you in action, all the things you've done for the board, the time you've given the board, your connection to the law school as well, everything you've done in the past 4 or 5 years that I've been on the board has just been phenomenal, and we're going to miss you. So thank you for your time and your effort, Dave. You've been a board member for a long, long time, and I know that you'll continue to support this organization, and we look forward to seeing you at future events as well. So Judge Frangi, Fernando Bernheim, and Dave Goldstein, on behalf of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association, thank you for your dedication to this board. You will all be missed, but again, we hope to see you, and we know we'll see you at future events. Thank you. Before I turn the gavel over to our incoming president, Michael Scafidi, I'd like to say a few words about Mike. I couldn't be more happy to have Mike take over as our next president of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association. I know that he'll be a great president. We'll be in excellent hands with Mike leading us during the next year. You can tell that a person is of good character when times are tough, and that person goes out of his way to help others. And that's Mike. As I mentioned earlier, when COVID-19 came about, and a lot of people in our local legal community were affected by either losing their job, getting furloughed, or getting their hours cut, Mike came up with a great idea to help those out by creating a fund that allowed us to give grants of money to people in the legal community who really needed that money at that time. That's Mike. In April of this year, I had a family emergency, and Mike and his wife, Darlene, went out of their way to help comfort my family, and we'll be forever grateful for their compassion. That's Mike and Darlene. With that, I'd like to turn the gavel over to Michael Scafidi, the new president of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association.
Thank you so much, Will. I greatly appreciate everything that you've done and your kind words. Good evening, everyone. Most of you know me here in the room tonight, especially Lindsay, who is the only person physically present in our first virtual installation dinner, and Jennifer Brooks, Lawyer of the Year Award presentations. My name is Mike Scafidi. I'm a local lawyer in San Bernardino, and I am honored and privileged to be standing before you this evening as the incoming 2020-2021 Western San Bernardino County Bar Association President. I have big shoes to fill, as Will Wooten, our now immediate past president, has done just an amazing job through these unprecedented times. I've known Will for over 10 years. First met him when he was working as a department deputy DA in the Rancho Cucamonga Courthouse. One thing I noticed about Will early on, very low-key, mellow, fair, honest, and sincere. And as I watched Will over the last year, I saw a different side of him. He's still all those great things, but I saw the leader in him. I saw great leadership ability, He's able to command presence in our boardroom where there are some pretty strong personalities. So I just want to thank Will. You left an extremely high bar to follow. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, my friend, and I hope that over the next 12 months I can do it as well as you did. Thank you so much. People ask me, why do I join bar associations? And I'm a member of a lot of bar associations. I have the privilege of being involved in 6 different bar associations over the past 5 years. And for the next year, what I want to do as president of this wonderful Western San Bernardino County Bar Association is reach out to every existing member personally. It'll be by phone, text, or email, and I will ask each one of you, what do you think about the job that we're doing? What would you like to see us do to provide better services to each one of you? Like most bar presidents, I have several simple goals. Number 1 is to increase membership. And you have to ask yourself, why increase membership? It's real simple. There is no professional association in the state of California that advocate for lawyers. Through local bar membership, you have an opportunity to meet some of the most gifted lawyers in our local legal community. Whether it's you want to know about personal injury law, criminal defense, business law, family law, I have found over the near 24 years that I've been a lawyer that where you find the best lawyers are through participation in local bar events. The installation dinner is a great example of that. The Judge of the Year program is a great example of that. And you have an opportunity to meet and greet some people that you might know their name, but you haven't had a chance to personally speak to them. I know for me personally, I've learned so much as a lawyer through what I call passive learning. Just being around some of the great men and women lawyers in this county, I listen to them. I hear how they talk. I hear how they talk about a case. I see how they make presentations, just in normal conversation. And I take that and I try to incorporate that in my own practice. So there is a great benefit for everyone to participate in local bar associations and local bar association events. I want to briefly, and I do mean briefly, I know that if we're actually not at a virtual event, you're stuck. If you leave, I get to say, hey, why are you leaving? But here, you can just shut me off, and I don't really want you to do that. But I do want to say this, that I am truly honored to serve as the Western San Bernardino County Bar President. I am the 12th Western San Bernardino County Bar President that's also had the privilege of serving as the President of the San Bernardino County Bar Association. The last time that happened was when in 1996, our local lawyer, local excellent lawyer, Donna Sue Ortiz, served in both capacities. Finally, I really want to thank several people. Even at this portion of our event, with COVID-19, we've all seen our worlds change, truly upside down. Things that we never thought would happen have happened. And I want to thank our first responders, our doctors, our nurses, our food suppliers, our point of purchase food and grocery workers. But you know who I also want to thank, and I really don't hear people say this. I never hear this on TV or on a news program or cable. Who I want to thank is, I want to thank all the court staff at the courthouses. I want to thank all our bench officers. I want to thank all our clients that still need us. And I want to thank all our staff, the men and women who come in every day as essential workers. You never hear about the legal secretaries, the paralegals, case managers, case workers, receptionists. But our court system, our system of justice could not be provided to our clients, to the citizens of our county, to the citizens of our state, without the great sacrifice and efforts of our office staff. And I truly want to thank them. Lastly, I want to thank my wife, Darlene, because I wouldn't be here without her. And I just have to say a quick word about our executive director, Lindsay Partridge, who is just amazing. I've worked with some great executive directors over the last 23 years, and Lindsay's right at the top of that list. So for everyone, if you get a chance to reach out to Lindsay by phone, text, or email, send her thanks for the great work she's doing on your behalf and all of our behalf. Thank you. We're at a point in our program, everyone who's attending tonight virtually and watching our program is an opportunity to say a heartfelt congratulations and thank you to our president, Will Wooten. He's now going to take over as immediate past president, but I have to say on a personal note, I have been involved in Bar Association board membership for over 20 years on some aspect of the boards. And I have to say, Will Wooten has done one of the most amazing jobs I've ever seen a president do. And I want to personally congratulate and thank him for his mentorship and his leadership over the last year. We have this great plaque, Will, for you. I hope you display it proudly as you should. And it reads, William P. Wooten, Esquire, President, 2019-2020, in appreciation of your outstanding service as an officer and president of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association. Will, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done on behalf of the executive members of the board and all board members. Thank you so much, Will. At this time, I'd like to present to our Jennifer Brooks Award winner, Sohaila Azizi, our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Bill Lemon, and to our outgoing president, Will Wooten, several proclamations and resolutions honoring them on behalf of the County of San Bernardino, the City of San Bernardino, and the City of Rancho Cucamonga. As signed by the San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors, Chairman Kurt Hagman, Supervisor Robert Lovingood, Supervisor Dawn Rowe, Supervisor and outgoing supervisor and dear friend and longtime supporter of local bar associations, Josie Gonzalez, and Supervisor Janet Rutherford, also a longtime supporter of our local bar association and legal community, and Clerk of the Board of Supervisors, Lena Monell. Thank you. Proclamation signed by the City of Rancho Cucamonga Mayor and Council members, Mayor L. Dennis Michael, Mayor Pro Tem Lynn B. Kennedy, Council Member Sam Spagnolo, Council Member Kristen D. Scott, Council Member Ryan A. Hutchinson. Thank you so much. And a resolution from the Mayor and City Council of the City of San Bernardino, signed by Mayor John Valdivia, Mayor Pro Tem Theodore Sanchez, Council Member Sandra Alberia, Council Member Juan Figueroa, Council Member Fred Shortret, Council Member Henry Nichols, Council Member Jim Mulville, and Council Member Bassine Richard.
Hi, this is Kurt Hagman, Chairman of the Board of Supervisors for San Bernardino County, and I want to thank the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association for all you do in the community. Each of you play a very important role in effectively communicating and helping promote the administrative justice among the association members, the judiciary, and to the public. I want to congratulate all the recipients tonight and on the outstanding achievements and contributions. The County of San Bernardino is so fortunate to have citizens of such high caliber whose efforts reflect the high ideas of public leadership and public service. You have all sought to bring renewed mutual cooperation of the local bar association and encourage the bar association's programs which benefit both the legal profession and the public at large for San Bernardino County courts. For this, we want to thank you and congratulations to all of you again.
I am honored to join the Western San Bernardino Bar Association in congratulating the following 3 2020 honorees who have exhibited such a high standard of professionalism in their positions. First, let us congratulate Connie Johnson, who has been selected as the Legal Assistant of the Year for going above and beyond the call of duty in assisting both her employer as well as the legal community. Thank you very much, Ms. Johnson. Next, for displaying consistency, commitment to the community, and his contribution to the bar and legal profession, please join me in congratulating Wilford Lemon recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, Bill. Finally, to the attorney who has consistently demonstrated the finest qualities of this legal profession, congratulations to Shohela Azizi for receiving the Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year Award. I am very grateful for the opportunity to be able to acknowledge these inspiring awardees. Thank you for exhibiting the utmost commitment to your profession, to your clients, and giving the residents whom we are blessed to serve the opportunity to have trust in your chosen profession. May you continue to be exemplary members of the legal community.
Thank you. Everyone, I need you to be a little quiet. I know the food is delicious. I get it. A little too much line over there, Shapiro. Just chill out a little. Just joking, Bill. You can be as loud as you want. This is the point of our program, and I know you have a program, so if you're following along, you know this is the time where we're going to provide Connie Johnson with her well-deserved honor of Legal Assistant of the Year. The award is given each year for a legal assistant who exhibits the utmost in professionalism, experience, and assists not only his or her employer, but also our legal community. Those who go above and beyond the call of duty. As in years past, there were many fine candidates this year, but there was one person who stood out above all, and that's my dear friend, Connie Johnson. I've known Connie for over 15 years. I have the pleasure of serving with Connie on the Legal Aid Society of San Bernardino Board of Directors. And I have to tell you, everyone who knows Connie will describe her differently, but one of the words you'll always hear, powerful, strong, committed. Two words you might hear, not shy. Connie will always let you know in an open and honest dialogue what she's thinking. Her legal skills are phenomenal. Her commitment through the Legal Aid Society of San Bernardino for those of the underserved of our community, the people that have the most limited access to justice, Connie is a true champion for them. Connie is a true champion for them. Connie is a true champion for those folks. It is a distinct honor for me to be able to stand up here and talk about my dear friend Connie Johnson. This is a woman who has suffered some personal losses. She lost her mom recently to COVID-19. Didn't stop her providing insight and help on the Legal Aid Society of San Bernardino Board of Directors. Didn't stop her at her job. I have cases against her firm, getting emails from her. She's an amazing woman. I am proud and honored to present to everyone, Connie Johnson. It's now my distinct honor to introduce my dear friend and fellow Western San Bernardino County Board member, Dean McVeigh.
Good evening, my name is Dean McVeigh. I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association and a past president of the Bar Association and the current chair of the Special Events Committee responsible for tonight's remote gala dinner. And I'd like to thank all of you for joining us tonight. I wish we were in person, but hopefully in March we will be back at the DoubleTree with our Judicial Achievement Awards dinner. But tonight I want to speak a few words about Connie Johnson. And I promise I won't take my usual and customary 45 minutes when somebody gives me the podium. I'll keep it as short as I can, but there's so much to say about Connie. So where do you begin? Well, I first met Connie back in 2003 when I transferred from the Los Angeles office of Louis Brisbois, Bisgard and Smith over to the San Bernardino office where she was a legal assistant. I got to know Connie both personally and professionally. And let me tell you, she's the type of person that once she's your friend, you have a lifelong friend in Connie. And trust me, it beats the alternative. So in practicing law about 30 years so far, I've seen a lot of legal assistants come and go. There are many legal assistants out there who do the bare minimum, do as they're instructed, get the work done, and do a decent work product. And then there are legal assistants like Connie Johnson, who takes charge, thinks about the file not just as somebody being given a discrete task, but thinking about the big picture. Where's the case going? What do we need to get done here? And how does this particular work product fit into that overall goal and the end that you seek? She thinks, writes, and produces work product that can put most attorneys to shame. And I've often told Connie she just needs a bar number so she can just start signing her own pleadings. She produces work product that is accurate, reliable, ready to go, makes our jobs as lawyers so much easier. And because of that, legal assistants like Connie are very few and far between. That's why I cannot imagine anyone more worthy or deserving of this award than Connie Johnson. But not only does she do this great work product at the office, tirelessly working on her files, generating this incredible work product, but she also volunteers her own time outside of the office to various local nonprofits. She's the prior president of ICAP, the Inland County Association of Paralegals, where I saw her work tirelessly to keep that organization going and thriving for many years. And I currently serve with Connie on another board, the Legal Aid Society of San Bernardino, and I have seen her work again tirelessly behind the scenes, whether it's chairing the special events gala fundraiser dinner or pitching in at the office, which, by the way, required her to walk up a flight of stairs, and Connie's knees are not the best, and it's very painful. If you can imagine Connie having to walk up a flight of stairs and walk down a flight of stairs to get the job done, and she does it and does the job marvelously. I have tremendous respect and admiration for not only her work ethic, but her volunteerism, giving back to the community, which is so important. You know, I've heard it said before that, quote, finding your passion will lead to your finding the work that motivates and satisfies you. Connie has clearly found her passion in the law, and it certainly has motivated her to be the best in her field. My only regret tonight is that her dear mom, Judy, could not be with us tonight. As many of you may know, her mom recently succumbed to COVID-19. Very tragic loss. A big chunk of Connie's heart with her mom. But Connie, I know that your mom is here, listening in spirit and beaming with pride and joy at the wonderful woman and the incredibly talented professional that her little baby girl has become. So congratulations, Connie, and on behalf of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association, we're so proud to present you with the 2020 Legal Assistant of the Year Award. Thank you.
It is now a time where we get to hear from a wonderful man, a great judge, a dear friend of Connie Johnson, to speak a little about Connie, the Honorable Stanford E. Reichert, Judge of the San Bernardino County Superior Court. Stan?
Hi, I'm Judge Stan Reichert, and it is my very great honor to recognize a truly wonderful person, Connie Johnson, as Legal Assistant of the Year. I met Connie more than 20 years ago when I hired her to be my secretary when I had my own small firm in Ontario. She kept me and my office going through some rough times. Looking back, I'm not sure how she did it. Because of her intelligence, work ethic, ability, great common sense, and sense of humor, she became the administrator, office manager, paralegal, and general assistant. She answered the phones, did the scheduling, and even ordered the office supplies. When Connie started to work with me, her predecessor had left the computer system in a shambles. Connie started basically from scratch and got the system up and running perfectly. She is a wizard. She applied her intelligence and ability to fix everything. When a problem arose, Connie could always fix it. Her solutions were always sensible and practical. When we finally had to move on because my office kept shrinking, I didn't know our paths would cross again so many years later. She became very active in the Legal Aid Society, and when the Legal Aid Society opened a branch office right next to my courtroom, I found out just how important Connie was and is to the whole effort of the Legal Aid Society. When I had my election challenge this year by a vicious smear campaign, Connie was right there helping to fight back. Hamlet said, "There's a divinity which shapes our ends, rough hew them how we will." And I know that divinity stepped into my life when I met Connie all those years ago. She's a wonderful person, a loyal friend, and a fantastic legal assistant. She truly deserves the recognition she receives tonight. Thank you.
On behalf of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association, I'd like to present my dear friend, Connie Johnson, with the award for Legal Assistant of the Year. Thank you, Connie.
Connie, on behalf of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association, it is our honor and privilege to award you with the 2020 to 2021 Legal Assistant of the Year Award. Congratulations.
Thank you. I would like to thank the West San Bernardino County Bar Association for this award, for nominating me and for selecting me. This has always been, in my opinion, the highest award a non-attorney in the Inland Empire could receive, and I am very honored and humbled to be the one selected to receive it this year. I would like to thank my father, Sam Peckinpah, for instilling the work ethic in me. Very work hard and ask no questions. I would like to thank my mother, Judy Peckinpah, for giving me her big heart and her sense of compassion when dealing with people. I would like to thank my late brother, who had more faith and love than anyone I have ever known. I always hear him in my head. He's my voice of reason. And I would like to thank my oldest brother, Larry, because I know if I ever need a body buried at 2:30 in the morning, he's the one to call. This probably isn't the audience to say that to, but you know, so be it. I would like to say, on behalf of my mother, who I lost in July of this year to COVID, please, please take care of yourselves. Wear your mask, keep your distance. It's not something that you should not worry about. It's deadly. And speaking from now personal experience, it doesn't care who you are or who you know. Take care of yourselves. Once again, thank you, everybody. It is truly, truly an honor.
We're at the time in our program where we present to a legendary lawyer our Lifetime Achievement Award. The award is given by our association when deemed appropriate to local members of our legal community who have continually and constantly displayed commitment and contributions to the bar, the legal profession, and the public throughout their career. We call this the Lifetime Achievement Award. Our recipient, Wilfred C. Bill Lemon, is known by almost everyone in San Bernardino County. And I'm not talking just about the legal community. I'm talking about the 2 million plus people that live and work in San Bernardino County. Bill is just an amazing lawyer, an amazing person who truly lives the values every day of giving back, giving back, giving back. He serves on the Legal Aid Society of San Bernardino. He serves on numerous foundations, including at St. Bernardine's. Bill is one of the first people you can always go to if you're involved in local bar associations. Say, Bill, we're having an event and we need some help. Bill will always reach into his pocket and give of his gifts, and those gifts of his firm, to help out local not-for-profits and bar associations. I first met Bill approximately 25 years ago. Completely impressed. He's the type of person, if there's a room of 100 people, let's say 100 lawyers at a bar event, and if there was going to be a spotlight shined on someone, that light would undoubtedly go to Bill. The way he speaks to people, the way he cares about people, the way he cares about our legal community, the way he cares about our system of justice, and performing always at the highest level. Makes him truly an unbelievable lawyer. And I must say though, knowing him personally, he's an even better person. So Bill Lemon, you are a perfect person for this award. You embody this award every day. And it's my honor to be here to watch you receive this prestigious award this evening. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Bill Lemon's partner for many years, his dear friend and confidant, my friend, a great local lawyer, Michael Schaefer, to speak a little bit about Bill.
I speak tonight to honor Bill Lemon, one of the most remarkable individuals I've been privileged to know. I want to share with you my personal view of Bill Lemon, a view formed from the perspective of being his law partner for almost 40 years. I know Bill is a superb lawyer, one who has achieved outstanding results in extremely difficult, challenging cases. I know him as the best law partner anybody can have. I know him as a friend. I know him as a man of faith whose belief in the teachings of Jesus Christ is his beacon in a troubled world. I marvel at his energy. In addition to a more than full-time law practice, he has provided leadership to many, many civic organizations. The California State University Foundation, the Inland Empire Symphony Association, the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation, the KVCR Educational Foundation, the National Orange Show, San Bernardino Historical and Pioneer Society, St. Bernardine Medical Center, Legal Aid. It's a long list. Those efforts have won him many awards. The John B. Sir Award from the San Bernardino County Bar Association, the St. Bernardine Medical Center Caring Hands Award, the Catholic Schools Vision of Hope Award. The St. Bernardine Medical Center Emergency Admissions Center is named in his honor. There's the Bill Lemon Baseball Complex at Aquinas High School. These are all pretty impressive, but to me, they're not the most impressive part of Bill Lemon. We all know that there are many negatives to the practice of law. As lawyers, our daily professional lives are burdened with our clients' pride, envy, anger, sloth, greed, fear, and duplicity. Opposing counsel are dedicated in their efforts to defeat our cause. Financial pressure is constant. But I've never known Bill to be burdened by any of this. Bill will find and bring out the best in any person in his life, in any situation in which he may find himself. There's a very famous singer-songwriter, Leonard Cohen, who's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, who penned two lyrics that always make me think of Bill. Cohen wrote, "There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in." Time and time again, I've seen Bill find that crack. It can be with a wife about to lose her lifelong husband. It can be with a businessman unsure of whether or not to pull the trigger on a deal. It can be with a donor who's hesitant to give to a charity. With Bill's help, they all see their own light. The light of happiness, the light of well-being, respect, connection to all that's good in life. Bill really doesn't care how much he wins. He really doesn't care how much money he makes. He cares only for those around him and what he can do for those around him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a lifetime achievement well worthy of this award.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce one of my dearest friends in the whole world, a brother from another mother, my mentor, a person who changed my life in an unbelievable fashion through his mentorship, kindness, and love. My dear friend, Bill Shapiro, is going to speak about Bill Lemon.
Hi, my name is Bill Shapiro. It's truly an honor and a privilege to introduce anyone when they're receiving such an award. But in this case, it's truly special for me to introduce Bill Lemon in receiving the Western San Bernardino County Bar Lifetime Achievement Award. He was born and raised here in San Bernardino. He stayed here, went through schools, Aquinas High School, only to leave when he went to Santa Clara University in Santa Clara, California. Then he went on to law school. He went to Loyola in New Orleans, and it's very fitting again. He returned to San Bernardino once again and took the bar examination in 1978. And of course, we shared that. I took the same bar as he, and we met after we both passed in 1978 on that fateful walk to the courthouse when I first met him. Bob Fullerton immediately not just hired Bill Lemon. Bob Fullerton brought him into the firm, and the firm became Fullerton and Lemon. Bill was a brand new lawyer, but Bob had such dedication and such hope and understanding and knowledge of Bill. He made him a full partner from the get-go. As years passed, Bill took Fullerton Lemon to new heights, changing the name from Fullerton Lemon to Fullerton Lemon, Schaefer, and Dominic, where they've become a powerhouse, not only countywide, but statewide. But this award is not only for great lawyers, because there's a lot of great lawyers. This award is for what the music industry calls the package. When a person has the whole package, they're not just great at one thing, they're good at everything. And that's the case with Bill. Aside from his tremendous legal skills that have resulted in phenomenal case results year in and year out, Bill's acquisition of clients, Bill's ability to meet and talk with people have made him an amazing, amazing lawyer. And that in no small way is the result of a personality that kills. We all know Bill. We've all spoken to him and met him. And for those who have known him over the years, they know his calm and passionate personality. So Bill is the package. Aside from his phenomenal legal skills as a lawyer and attorney, Bill's proven himself year in and year out. He is a giver, he is a lifetime achiever, and he's been that since day one. He's been dedicated to our legal aid society here in San Bernardino, giving not only of his funds and contributions. Aside from funding, he himself goes to clinic. He's been there for decade after decade after decade after decade. And he has encouraged others to do the same thing. Bill's a leader. He's a leader in law in our community, and he has been a leader at his law firm. I can go on and on about Bill Lemon. There's no need. You folks know him. It is with the greatest of pleasure and honor that I get to share with you in presenting Bill and in introducing Bill for such an iconic award. And he joins the other icons who've received this award before him. He adds to the integrity and credibility of this award like no other. I join you and I celebrate the board of the Western San Bernardino County Bar for presenting Bill Lemon with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, Bill.
Bill, it is my pleasure on behalf of the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association to present you with this Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you again for your great service to our community and our great service to our legal system. Thank you, my friend.
Good evening. Thank you all for joining me tonight virtually as we celebrate the installation of officers for the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association. I'm very fortunate to be tagged in with those officers and members of the organization tonight as I'm given a unique honor and pleasure of receiving an award that's been reserved for only some of the greatest of West End lawyers. Chuck Doskow, Elizabeth Courtney, Jim Banks, Tino Garza. There have been many that have come before me, and to join their ranks and to do it with all of you here tonight is a singular honor and pleasure which I will treasure always. You know, the world has changed since 1956 or 57 when this organization was chartered at the Red Hills Country Club. Etiwanda was a region of the area that no one knows about anymore, and there was a place called Cucamonga that's now the very fashionable Ranch Cucamonga, but was vineyards and groves. We've grown as an association, as a bar association, as a region, into one of the leading organizations of our type in the country. And it's thanks to all of you, those members of the Bar Association and the bar, that have made it all possible. You know, in 1956-57, when we started this bar association, San Bernardino only had 6 Superior Court judges. One of them was my uncle Jim Cunningham, who was in the state senate and appointed to the bench by Governor Goody Knight. In those days, 1956, 57, he tried to open up a courthouse in the West End, but the state law didn't allow for it, and all matters had to be heard in the central courthouse. Well, that's changed, and unfortunately we've had to cut out a number of those courthouses. Hopefully we'll be able to bring many of them back. But today, of course, we got the Justice Center here in Rancho Cucamonga that is second to none, with a bar that's second to none. I also remember back in my high school days when we finally did open up a courthouse in Ontario. It was on Mountain Avenue. It was on the south side of the freeway. It was a cinder block building. It wasn't fashionable by a long shot, and had 2 courtrooms. And in the parking lot were 2 trailers in which the bailiffs and the sheriff's department had their headquarters. And I think that stayed there for many years until we built the Justice Center. Well, times have changed. We've moved on. I've joined the ranks of a lot of great lawyers in the county, and I thank you for letting me be with them and be with you all tonight. It's just a wonderful, terrific experience. You know, receiving these awards, though, makes you realize that you're not the youngest guy in the room anymore. I was very fortunate as a young lawyer to be brought along by a great mentor, Bob Fullerton. Bob Fullerton had been in the FBI, and he practiced in our area until his death in his 90s. And I've also been fortunate not only to have a great partner like Bob Fullerton, but the partners I have today are the same partners that I've had my entire career. That's very unusual. It's a blessing. It's wonderful, and I treasure that every day that I go to work. So you wonder, as the world changes, and it's never going to be the same. My partners and I have only been in 2 offices, 2 physical plants in 75 years. We've been in the current one for 30 years. I think we'll probably stay here maybe stay for 30 more. I don't know. We'll see. But you know, you think about your career, you think about life, you think about what's happened, and wondered what are these events for, and why do we celebrate together, and why do we give encomium to the past and salute the future? Well, it's really about what we're going to leave behind and what we're going to teach others. And I wonder sometimes about the millennials, the lawyers that were born since the 1990s, and what we're going to do about them. And I would hope that each of you who are leaders in the Bar Association, leaders in the county, will do some things that help those millennials not just jump from job to job and not just seek financial rewards, but learn how not to just balance their lives, but to have a work pleasure blend of life. Teach our millennials that it's not all about financial rewards. It's about the experience that we have. I hope that each of you will join me in doing what we can in the future to mentor young lawyers, so that they know that it's not just about those financial rewards. It's getting involved in the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association, getting involved in other associations that make life better. So I hope all of us can help teach those young lawyers to pivot from their education and their early days practicing law to a greater noblesse oblige, so that they contribute back just like all of you have done. And I thank you for giving me this great honor, which I will treasure, which I thank you for as I join these fantastic lawyers that committed themselves to a region, to a profession, to the bar, and to all of you. So again, thank you, particular thanks to Bill Shapiro and Michael Scafidi, your president-elect who's being installed, and Michael Schaefer, my lifelong law partner, to thank them for those remarkable words that I think there's a little bit of hyperbole, exaggeration in it, but look, tonight I'm going to accept it. And I thank they and I thank you for making this all possible and making this a reality tonight. Thank you very much. And as Walter Cronkite used to say, that's the way it is.
We're at the point in our program, and this is my favorite moment in our program. It's my favorite moment every year. This is the highlight of our installation and awards presentation. It is time to recognize the Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year Award recipient. This year, we are proud and honored to present this award to Sohaila Azizi. I want to take an opportunity to speak briefly about the Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year Award that is given every year to a local lawyer who demonstrates the finest qualities of professionalism. Such qualities include what Judge Charles W. McCoy once referred to as the 5 C's: candor, compassion, civility, courage, and competence. Think about that, the 5 C's: candor, compassion, civility, courage, and competence. As we will hear from those who knew Jennifer Brooks, she practiced law with great integrity and demonstrated all of these essential qualities. I'd just like to have a slight indulgence and speak a little bit of my own personal experience with Jennifer. I remember, and I was a fairly young lawyer back then, not young in age, just young in experience. And I remember seeing her in the courtroom arguing a point of law. And I was just engrossed and engaged to watch her. This young lawyer was making this passionate, great intellectual argument. And I had never met Jennifer before. And I remember asking Dave Goldstein at the time who that was, and he told me that's Jennifer Brooks. She's a fairly new lawyer with the district attorney's office. I didn't have a case directly with Jennifer. I remember one time she appeared on behalf of another DA when I had a case, and pleasant, compassionate, intelligent, and knew right then that she was the real deal. And I've, like everyone else, mourned her passing. It was a great loss to her family, dear departed Judge Brooks, her mom Wendy, and of course her wonderful sister. Jennifer, and to the Brooks family, it's been my great honor to participate once again in the presentation of the Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year Award. Thank you all. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Judge Sabat to say a few words about Sohaila.
I've known Sohaila before I became a judge. In fact, I've known Sohaila before she or even I became lawyers. You could say I have known Sohaila for a lifetime. I'm so proud that I've been asked to say a few words tonight in celebration of this prestigious award. At first, I thought I should recite Sohaila's professional achievements and accomplishments in the legal field during the last 3 decades. Then I realized just to list them will take up the entire evening. So I decided to mention that her professional achievements speak for themselves, and tonight's celebration is an example of her professional excellence. Then I thought long and hard about how to describe Sohaila as a human being to those of you who do not know her as well as I do. Finally, it came to me. Sohaila is Wonder Woman with a law degree. Seriously, how else can you describe Sohaila? Sohaila epitomizes attributes of a superhero. In her professional life, in her community activities, in her advocacy for the disadvantaged, and in her devotional pursuit of spiritual learning. She personifies excellence and perfection. But that's not all. That's only her public image. More impressive is her love and devotion to her family and friends. Soheila's love of family is endless and selfless. She gives to family and friends without any expectations of return or reciprocity. I call Soheila a superhero because she has been a perfect role model for countless young girls and women in our community who have been the recipients of her scholarship and leadership. Many disadvantaged youth in our community have become successful members of our society because of Soheila. Through nonprofit organizations such as Women on the Move Network, Community Partnership for Youth Development, People for Peace and Prosperity, and Upland Interfaith Council, she has taught the younger generation that they too can succeed in whatever endeavors they undertake. Just like Wonder Woman, she has been fighting good against evil, has promoted gender and racial equality, and has championed the causes for the disadvantaged and the disfranchised. Through endless hours of pro bono legal work or countless hours of community activity, Soheila has fought for justice for all. The only difference is that Soheila has done it without any weapons in her arsenal. The only weapon she carries is a scale of justice. To know Soheila is to love Soheila. Anyone who really knows Soheila knows that. To know Soheila is to love her, not just because of her good looks or her impeccable taste in clothes or her sunny disposition. You love Soheila because of her big and loving heart. You love Soheila because of her never-ending and unwavering belief in the goodness of human spirit. I am proud to call myself a friend of this Wonder Woman with a law degree.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Devorah Lieberman to say a few words about Soheila.
Good evening, everyone who has come here to the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association to recognize many people, but in particular, I am honored, humbled, and enthusiastic about talking about my dear friend, Soheila Azizi. Soheila Azizi, when we talk about individuals, we can look at their business cards, and on the front of their business card, it says what their profession is. Soheila Azizi, attorney at law. But what's behind that business card on the other side, that tells you about the character of the individual. I want to talk a little bit about the front of the business card, but I want to talk more about my friend Soheila Azizi and what's on the back of her card. It's about her character. So we all know Soheila as a very, very successful attorney on the front of her card. We know that she graduated from the University of Laverne College of Law in 1993, and then she created her own very successful solo practice law firm. We also know that she escaped from Iran under unbelievable religious persecution in the 70s and came to the United States. But when she came to the United States, she did not just come to become an attorney. She came to the United States to make a difference in everybody's lives around her through her faith and through her actions. So let me tell you a few stories about Sohaila and what I've seen in the last 10 years since I've come to know Sohaila. First, when I very first met her, she talked to me about an organization that she had created called Women on the Move, where she wanted to work with young women and women who are adults in how they can have self-confidence and how they can be the most successful versions of themselves that they ever imagined. So Women on the Move was Sohaila's idea. She gathered people around her, and Women on the Move, which started years ago, is now throughout our school systems, grade school, middle school, high school, and into adult lives. Sohaila's actions have bettered the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, of other people. As you know, at the University of Laverne, one of our primary values and principles has to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion. Within that, interfaith communication and interfaith actions are very, very important to us, so that every student at the university says, this is where I belong, whether it's their religion, their gender, their ethnic background. And when we brought this concept of a brand new building dedicated to interfaith, spirituality, cultural understanding, and community engagement, and we presented this to Sohaila, she said, I want to gather the Baha'i faith and I want to be one of the leaders, so that we have raised money to dedicate space in this new center in honor of the Baha'i faith and the Baha'i who live in this region. Well, Sohaila took the lead on that, and because of her leadership, along with other faith leaders in this region, the Baha'i have a beautiful location, named location in this new center. So the front of Sohaila's card is about her professional accomplishments. The back of Sohaila's card is about her character. And when I say I'm honored to call Sohaila a soul sister, it's beyond honor, it's beyond words, it's beyond measure. Sohaila, I'm proud of you, we're proud of you. The entire community owes you a debt of gratitude. We love you. Congratulations, Sohaila.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Farutin to say a few words about Sohaila.
Good day, friends. It is my pleasure to speak at the Western San Bernardino County Bar Association's 2021 Installation of Officers and Award Ceremony. Ms. Sohaila Azizi is this year's recipient of Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year. I've had the pleasure of knowing Sohaila both professionally and personally for the past 15 years. During this time, I've had the privilege of observing her consistent demonstration of exemplary leadership, wisdom, and success. Ms. Azizi has an excellent reputation in the community, the highest standards of ethics, and is truly looked upon to and respected by all those who know her. She has devoted her professional and personal life to the pursuit of justice, inclusivity, and diversity. Her talents, however, do not end there. Ms. Azizi is also a person of unusual energy, maturity, and interpersonal skills. It was her passion and vision that initiated our flagship program, Who's Your Hero? A program devoted to strengthening young girls in their formative years to grow into strong, confident, and capable women who are service-oriented and who understand that they can be the heroes of their own lives. Sohaila and I serve in two different board of directors. I have always been impressed by her visionary approach to the organizations she serves. She's always looking for ways to advance, expand, or enhance what is being done to achieve a greater, more lasting impact. She is very skilled at networking, a talent which has brought considerable benefit to our organizations and our projects. Her dedication to improving the status of women and girls, both in her professional life as well as her personal life, is inspiring. I'm not at all surprised that she has been selected to be the recipient of Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year for 2021. In my humble opinion, she most certainly deserves it. Thank you so much for giving me these few minutes to talk about my dear friend, Ms. Sohaila Azizi.
I would like to present Sohaila Azizi with the Jennifer Brooks Lawyer of the Year Award. Congratulations, Sohaila.
Good evening and warm greetings to all of you who are attending this historic, first ever amazing Western San Bernardino County Bar Association's Installation of Officers and Award Gala. I'd like to express my humble gratitude to Honorable Judge Frangie, who has nominated me, as well as all the directors at large, the board of directors, the outgoing President Wooten, the incoming President Scafidi, my dear friends Angelique Bonanno, Darren Lipinski, Dean McVeigh, and my dean, my law school dean, Kevin Marshall, and many, many others whose name may escape me tonight. But I want to let everyone know how humble and appreciative I am to receive this award. When I think of my fellow award recipient, Bill Lemon, a giant in whose footsteps I would have loved to walk, he is receiving the award tonight, and I congratulate him for that. I also want to congratulate Connie Johnson, who is receiving a well-deserved recognition for the smile and the expertise that she brings to the courtrooms. I was astounded when Honorable Frangie called me to break the news to me. It actually took a few days for me to grasp the magnitude of this huge honor. But it was truly humbling when I looked up some names that have been the recipients of this award. And I saw my mentor and friend, Michael Bedard, our District Attorney, Jason Anderson, Michael Scafidi, Greg Razio, Greg Bentley, Michelle Daly, and many others in whose footsteps I've always wanted to walk. When I was asked to select 3 speakers to speak on my behalf, I had to be careful. I was not sure if it's a toast or a roast. I knew that Honorable Shallow Sabet, being a master at painting and being an artist, would probably draw me as one of her masterpieces, something that I would not recognize myself. I think she did that. I know that my other friends, the academicians, President Devorah Lieberman, my hero, would say beautiful things about me. But I also knew that being an educator, she would be acting upon positive reinforcement. And that is how she would like to see me. And I will do my best to measure up to some of the compliments that she always offers and confers upon me. My friend Dr. Omid Furutan, again being an educator, has honored me with his compliments. And when I thought about all of the wonderful things that would be said about me tonight, I was thinking that if the audience even believes maybe half of what was said, that I would have a duty to measure up to those values. And then it made me ponder upon my life story and upon how I came to the place where I stand today before you. It made me ponder upon the life that I left behind in my birth country. And what is a common theme throughout my life that brings me to this point? I remembered one of the first quotes from the scripture that I had to memorize was this: "In the garden of thy heart, plant not but the rose of love." I remembered growing up in a country where families and siblings and loving parents and grandparents, cousins, aunts, and friends were abundant. Love and loving back was never an issue or a challenge. You were loved so much that loving them back was not a question. As years passed by and in my teenage years, I had to leave my country and leave every memory and every member of my family behind, because love and honor and service to humanity was being challenged and attacked by those who started a revolutionary war. And I had to leave the country in the bloodshed and in the midst of a chaos that ended up with losing friends and family members, only due to the fact that they loved their country, they loved their fellow human beings, and they loved to serve their fellow sisters and brothers. When I came to this country, the thought of love raised mixed emotions in me. I gave up on the concept of love when I lost my father at a very young age, and at a time where I was just adjusting to all the changes in this country, to this new life that I was building for myself. I thought that if I gave up on love and loving a loved one, that maybe I will not hurt as much. I remembered the quote, and I wanted to plant nothing but the rose of love in my heart. But I made a commitment to myself, a conviction that loving another human being would only hurt. And why would I want to do that? To help fill the void in my heart and in my life, I busied myself with higher education and getting involved in some service organizations. I set out on a search, in Holy Scriptures mostly, to find the true meaning of love that will not end with the loss of a dear ones. I found different ways of loving that would not perish with one human being or another. And that's where I found love in doing service projects, in bringing people together in harmony, in finding causes that are worth fighting for. This pandemic is not the first catastrophe that humanity has faced. We all agree that it's unprecedented on many levels. I believe it's unprecedented because of our response to it. And that's what will set the course of the future for us. I'm honored to have lived this time where humanity is responding to this pandemic with collective action, with learning about oneness of humanity, and with learning the value of service. And when I ponder upon the love that was planted in my heart when I was a child, although I went through so many ups and downs and challenges, that it stayed true to its essence and gave me the reward that every single act of love brought to me. I'm grateful that every act of love gave me thousandfolds of joy and bliss. And to receive an award for what gives me an everlasting and eternal sense of energy, life, and excitement, to be recognized for that and to be acknowledged and to be rewarded, I'm blown away. I'm thankful to all of you for that. I have many mentors to be thankful for. I have friends who have taught me that through service, this never-ending fountain of joy will be with me. Judge Sabbath said something about my sunny disposition, and that made me think about why I'm never unhappy. There are ups and downs in life that get me down. I just lost my beautiful hero, my mother, a few months ago, and that pain will be with me for the rest of my life. However, I have learned through deepening in the scriptures that this is only a one life that we have on this earth, and that we would be reunited as many faiths and religions have promised. So I started believing that. And the more I believe, the more I become fearless. I have my father to thank for, who taught me fearlessness and independence. My mother taught me how to love so deep that it would hurt, but that it would stay with me for the rest of my life. I have many more people to thank for. I have my mentors. I didn't mention Judge Dorothy Nelson, the judge of the Federal Court of Appeal. She was the reason that I pursued law and justice. I want to thank her for showing me the path and for letting me be who I can be. I also want to thank many bench officers, many colleagues, many members of this profession who have guided me through this journey through my professional life. I also want to thank my family and friends who have showered their unconditional love upon me. I also want to thank my staff who has given their all to me and our clients. When we come together and say prayers for the success of our work, for the faith of our clients, that is love. That is another way that I've experienced love in its fullest and in its most beautiful way. And last but not least, I want to thank my husband for having stood by me all through my life and having stayed up many sleepless nights, be it during the law school years or during trial preparation. I want to thank all of you for allowing me to share my heart with you. And now that I ponder back on that quote that I memorized as a child, in the garden of thy heart, plant not but the rose of love, I want to praise the Lord with you as my witnesses for all the love that He has bestowed upon me and for all the joy that He has filled my heart with. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening.
We recently lost a legal giant and an amazing woman. The passing of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has left a giant hole in the fabric of our society and our justice system. I can't thank enough Justice Ginsburg for her remarkable life, her accomplishments, and everything she's done for those in our country, and recognizing that women should have the same standing as anyone else, helping our LGBTQ community, and providing equal rights for everyone. Your legacy will not be forgotten, and may you rest well with the angels. Thank you, Justice Ginsburg, for a remarkable life. I want to thank everyone for being here this evening virtually. This is a new thing for us, and I hope that everyone has enjoyed and appreciated our installation dinner, our Jennifer Brooks Award winner ceremony, our Lifetime Achievement Award to Bill Lemon, and of course our Legal Assistant of the Year, Connie Johnson. We do have a couple upcoming MCLE events I'd like to tell everyone about before we adjourn for the evening. The first one is on October 23rd, 2020. It's Benefits and Best Practices for Online Dispute Resolution, and that's going to be presented by attorney Susan Noss Exum, Again, on October 23rd, 2020, online, we'll be sending out the information for attendance. Our second and final MCL of the year will be held on November 18th, 2020, virtually, and is titled Bankruptcy 101 for the Non-Bankruptcy Attorney, presented by Barry Borowitz, Esquire, Eric Clark, Esquire, and Federal Judge Catherine Bauer. So that's going to be a great program. We urge everyone to attend, get those low-cost MCLEs. I hope everyone has had a good time this evening, especially with our virtual cocktail hour. I noticed some pretty crazy drinks going on out there. As you know, I stuck with my classic Chardonnay, little 6-ounce pour, and I enjoyed that greatly. On all serious note, I want to end, and I normally don't want to end on a serious note, but I think it's important that this has been an unusual year for everyone, a difficult year for everybody, not only in our legal community, not only in our society, and throughout the whole world. I'm proud of how everyone locally in our legal community has responded to the pandemic to continue to serve their clients and do well for others. I ask each of you to join us at our next virtual event. Our next award presentation will be, of course, in March or April. Hopefully it won't be virtual, and that's where we'll honor our Judge of the Year. And finally, on behalf of our immediate past president, Will Wooten, the members and directors of the Western Seminole County Bar Association Board of Directors, I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for participating in tonight's event. And to all our sponsors, once again, I know we'll mention them, thank you, thank you, thank you. We could not do what we do for others in our community and support our local lawyers without your generous support. Thank you again, everyone. Until next year, I say arrivederci.